Join us as we search Alaska and beyond for mysterious creatures, featuring Beans Baxter and Rob Roy Menzies. This is the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. Greetings all, it's Chuke here with the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. This is my last day in Honolulu, which I hope it is. I'm trying to get back a little early, so we'll see. Believe it or not, I actually miss Alaska and have some things to do, but it has been an amazing trip. This is the second time I've been to the Hawaiian Islands, and I was very impressed. Even in the big city, you can get out and about and there's a lot of things to do. But one thing I wanted to do was do a little bit of research on some of the Hawaiian cryptid reports I've gotten. And I did learn a little bit. I talked to a few locals, and well, we'll talk about the presentation I attended. But here in Honolulu, I think I did get out by car and by boat a little bit, so I was able to get out, but this is the most populated area, and I really don't think that there would be a Bigfoot creature close to the city unless it was, you know, had some kind of paranormal aspect, which we will talk about. But in some of the far out areas, and especially Kauai, I think that there is some kind of cryptid. Now, when we talk about sort of tropical jungle-like areas, I think it's perfect. As we know, there are primates in very warm, tropical, jungle-like areas, and I don't think it's that far-fetched that something in an environment like this may have stayed hidden and, you know, not be discovered. Now, Hawaii specifically, it really depends on the terrain, because some of the terrain, I don't see a very large ape-like creature being around, because we've got some areas where it's like this rolling grasslands on top of volcanic rock, and it's not real jungle-like. But we do have some areas with massive trees and thick brush and jungle-like area. Those are the areas I tend to think of a Bigfoot being in. As far as food supply, there's actually a lot of food on these islands as far as fruit and meat, especially. Surprisingly, there's a lot of wild boar, goats, even cats on some areas that the Bigfoot could eat. Now, when it comes to the local cryptids, it's pretty interesting. I think there's a lot more paranormal reports going on, but we do have a local Bigfoot-like creature that lives on Kauai, and that is the menehune. I'm sure I did not pronounce that right, so forgive me for that, but in some translations it's translated as the tall, hairy man. There's also some odd things about it, like sometimes it's referred to as a headless monster. So I think whenever you have these kind of warm, jungle-like places in the Pacific, there's something odd about the Bigfoot stories, and it makes me think back to the accounts of the Bigfoot in the Philippines when I did my research there, and there it was like a intelligent human-like Bigfoot that would sometimes wear like a sort of a thong and be smoking a cigar, which was really odd. There was some really weird spiritual aspect to it where it could phase in and out of reality, and some really weird legends but the only people that believed it were the people that lived way out in the country. So I think I am going to have to return here, and especially visit Kauai next time I come, because that, as far as all the research I've done, is where I'd have my best chance at really doing some research on these type of cryptids. Now, what is really interesting is I was able to attend a presentation and even interact with some Native Hawaiian elders, and they were really focusing on the spirit of Aloha, which I think is just a very calming, pleasant, wonderful thing. It's hard for me to even describe what it was. In order to really understand it, you would have to live here for an extended period of time and spend time with the people. But it's definitely a connection and an energy between people. And what's interesting about it, especially what this elder was saying, she started talking about the podcast, the Telepathy tapes, and how that is a thing that is connected to us all. Now, I recently discovered the Telepathy tapes, and what it is this podcast that went viral earlier this year, late last year. It hasn't been popular for very long. Just in the last year, it really shot up. But what it is, and shame on the scientific community for purposely ignoring this, but this researcher has all this documented research of these autistic nonverbal children able to instantly pick up on telepathic thoughts. Just amazing. I mean, it is no coincidence that they are able to do that. And the fact that this Hawaiian leader and elder mentioned the telepathy tapes really stood out in my mind as being significant. So I do think that there's something with that. And this is just, a vast ocean area. There's a lot of water-based cryptids here. There's even UFO sightings, so just a very mysterious place. I'm definitely going to return here. But these legends of the Menahume is what I really want to research further. So I had a blast coming down here, and wherever I go, I'm going to be looking into this, but I'm really interested in returning back to Alaska almost springtime. We had a short spring, and then the snow came again. Now it's melting, so we are planning some expeditions very soon. Be visiting Washington State. That's where I think the true Bigfoot creatures evidence can be found, in the rainforests, forests of Alaska, Pacific Northwest, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be focusing on that. Here is just something mysterious. I can't put my finger on it. There is something going on here, and it is very mysterious. So I appreciate all of you tuning in. We're going to get back together with Beans and Rob and do some interviews and some expeditions. The sirens going by. This is a hopping place, pretty interesting. So I'm in downtown kind of Waikiki area, beautiful area. But like I said, I'm interested to get back to the north and really start looking around these forests. We got a lot of fun things planned, but it always comes back to the interdimensional aspect for me. Shout out to Jomo. But definitely here, there's something going on with these cryptids. There is a Bigfoot cryptid. And if it exists here, I think there's some kind of spiritual / interdimensional aspect to it going on. So really interesting. Next time I come and go to Kauai. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next Sunday.